Hello, people of the internet. I am James Phoenix.
You want some? Come get some.
Yeah, apparently
And-
he doesn't want some, so.
And this is the WWE Fantasy Log. Oh, he wanted some, and he got some, and he left Triple H laying in the ring.
Yeah, then he couldn't be bothered showing up in America.
He had shit to do. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the WWE Fantasy Log. As I said, I am James Phoenix. And we are here tonight to talk about and score WWE's first major pay-per-view-esque event in the Saudi Arabia. And that would be the Greatest Royal Rumble, which took place 1 week ago today. My time, anyway. 6 days ago, his time, for a few more hours. With me is Jeff.
Up.
What up? What are you doing that you're clearly not paying attention to the review?
I'm paying attention.
No, you're clearly looking at something else off screen.
I'm not looking at anything off screen. I'm looking at the screen. Thank you very much.
Well, you're looking at the screen at an angle. Your camera's at an angle compared to your monitor, then.
No, not really, but whatever.
Anyway, stop looking at your screen. Let's do the thing.
All right.
Or just ignore me. That works too.
I'm waiting for you to start. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, there's a little bit of news relating to this event that we're going to talk about first. Let's do that. So I'm going to do the first bit of this, and then I think you knew something more about this than what I have here. So I will let you take over after I do this first thing.
Okay.
All right. So, of course, in Saudi Arabia, there are a lot of rules regarding social events because of longstanding tradition. Many of them involving the proper role of women in said events. You may have noticed if you watch the Greatest Royal Rumble, which you can see right now on the WWE Network for just $9.99, by the way, you might have noticed there were no women in terms of the competitors or even in the backstage areas, because women are not permitted to be at male sporting events in Saudi Arabia unless they are accompanied by a male, namely father, husband, or brother. So you will notice none of the female talent, nor either of the women's champions, were on the program. This was all well and good. It was per the arrangement until somebody in the production truck didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
And during a break on the program, it was actually a pre-scheduled prayer break, which was requested by the Saudi government, who sponsored the entire event to the tune of somewhere between $100 and $200 million. When the promo, which many of you may have seen, which involves an assortment of superstars, both male and female, singing a rap song about how pay-per-views are now cross-branded. And this video features female competitors in their ring gear. And this apparently caused a bit of a stir in Saudi Arabia, although from videos that were released from somebody's cell phone at the event, the audience didn't seem to be unhappy with it. They seem rather thrilled to see the ladies in their ring gear.
Okay.
But that aside, the General Sport Authority of Saudi Arabia saw fit to release an apology. A rough translation via a Reddit user reads as follows. The General Sport Authority would like to apologize to the viewers and attendees of last night's WWE event that took place in Jeddah over the indecent scene involving women that appeared as an ad before a segment. It would like to confirm its total disapproval of this in the shadow of its commitment to eliminate anything that goes against the community's values. The authority has made sure to ban showing of any segment that involves women wrestling or any scenes related to it, and stipulated that to the company, WWE. The authority also disproved any promotional stuff with pictures or videos showing women in an indecent way, and emphasized on commitment of this rule. And it's a commitment that the authority would still commit to forever in all of its events and programs.
Yep, pretty much.
And again, there are some. If you go on Twitter, you can find some YouTube videos, some recordings that were taken in the arena of the people reacting to the videos. They are out there. And I believe from what you mentioned to me the other day that there was some reaction to the apology.
Well, it's just that the majority of a vast majority, I would say, I don't know, a lot of WWE fans are pissed off. Well, they were already pissed off at WWE going in anyway, saying, with the whole, why are you going into a nation that doesn't allow women to wrestle when you're trying to stage a women's revolution, you fucking hypocritical asses. And this just basically makes the argument stronger, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that that the new president or whatever of the leader of Saudi Arabia saying the authority will commit to forever in all its events and programs means, yeah, you're wasting your time, WWE. You're not going to change them. They just said forever.
I point out to you, one, that's just a rough translation. It's not necessarily exactly how it came across in Arabic. At the same time, I point out to you, that was from the sports authority, not from the government. In fact, even during the Greatest Royal Rumble itself, there was a video showing of people in Saudi Arabia, and even one woman in one of the videos being interviewed who mentioned how wonderful it was that women in Saudi Arabia are now able to drive, which they were not allowed to do previously. So there is change going on. It's not happening quickly, but it's happening.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think I understand WWE wants to be at the forefront of change, but they're alienating a lot of their fans and a lot of their most loyal and committed fans by doing this, right or wrong, that they're still doing that. And I don't know that that's the smartest thing to do, especially when, aside from the just out and out money that the Saudi government gave them, I don't know that what they gain from doing this is going to make up from everything they stand to lose.
Hmm.
And also because they gave him such a large amount of money, that also kind of strengthens the arguments of, so you don't care about women, you don't care about your so-called women's revolution, all you care about is lining your pockets.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care about the fact that Sami Zayn is Syrian. Fuck you. And I can kind of understand the outrage of those fans. Do I agree with it? Nah, not really. I mean, half and half. Like I said, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like WWE trying to break into other markets. They're trying to show women in a good light and try to show, like people like the Saudis that, hey, it's okay to do this. But I don't know. I also kind of agree that the Saudi government's reaction, or the sports authority's reaction, is kind of extreme, to the point that if I were WWE, I'd be kind of upset. Because I'd be like, okay, yes, we said we wouldn't run anything. It was a mistake. It was an accident. We're fucking human. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
It was one fucking ad. Get over yourself.
It was one fucking ad after contracts were signed and very strict agreements were made with people like Vince McMahon and Triple H in positions of authority that an ad would not be shown. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I would also point out, hey, we didn't bring any of the women over. We kept Sami Zayn at home. We didn't run anything else. It was just one ad. We made someone made a mistake. We're only human. One mistake is probably going to be made.
Yeah, but
if we showed up with like a fucking harem, okay, I could understand that. But it was one fucking ad. Come on.
It was one fucking ad, but that's still a very, very big deal, especially in a culture like that. It's not tolerated. You have to realize WWE is a big company who was paid a lot of money to bring this in here. So, okay, they're an outside contracted company. One mistake can be a big deal. Yeah, one mistake like that, and okay, WWE can get away with it because they're an outside country, but there still needs to be an apology. But, I mean, if you lived in Saudi Arabia and made one mistake like that, you would be dead. There are still quite a few laws on the books in Saudi Arabia that involve corporal punishment of varying matters.
I suppose.
Including, by the way, I did read this, including but not limited to Any display of homosexuality is punishable by a stoning to death.
True.
So, but anyway, yes, you alluded to the other thing I was going to mention here, so let's go into that real quick.
Okay.
That was that Sami Zayn was not at the event.
No.
Neither was Drew McIntyre, but that was for a different reason.
Yeah, there are two rumors as to the reason Sammy wasn't there. I mean, they're both basically the same thing, except one says that WWE basically told him you're not going because you're Syrian. The other one was, as was pointed out by their superstars and stuff, which some people kind of question because of comments made by people. Corey Graves. But supposedly WWE actually told all their people, hey, if you don't want to come, you don't have to come. We're not going to force you to come. You can go ahead and stay home. We'll still pay your asses. And Sammy, knowing full well he's of Syrian descent and he would probably get shot on sight, was like, yeah, I'm not going to go.
Pretty much.
So I don't know which one is the truth, whether they forced him to stay home or whether he opted to stay home. But either way, he stayed home because he's Syrian. That's basically the reasoning.
Yes, because unfortunately, political relations between Saudi Arabia and Syria have been strained for a very, very long time. So that was just not going to elude any positive reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. WWE gave the following statement when asked about his lack of appearance at the event. They said, WWE is committed to embracing individuals from all backgrounds while respecting local customs and cultural differences around the world. There you go. Also, for those wondering why Drew McIntyre was not at the event, that was simple logistics because he only joined the Raw brand 2 weeks before and they did not have time to get him a visa. So, that was simple logistics. All right. Now, was there any other greatest Royal Rumble news we needed to mention?
No, just this is going to be very interesting because supposedly they're going to go back around Survivor Series. So people are theorizing a greatest Survivor Series. And if they do decide to go back, there might be a WWE fandom civil war, just like the Star Wars Civil War right now. Because there are a lot of people completely outraged at this entire thing.
I'm sure. Well, actually, this is just posted a little earlier today, actually. This is from our buddy Meltzer, so grain of salt. From the Wrestling Observer newsletter. So when the scene of Carmella and Sasha Banks, they were specifically the two in the video that were relevant. The local authorities moved quickly to apologize and basically throw WWE under the bus. That's
exactly what they did.
To put this into context, the government had just days earlier shut down a health club in the country because of a video they played inside that showed a woman working out on a treadmill in normal workout clothes.
Okay.
Like I said, that's how strict they are.
But you would think if they were that strict, they would approve everything that's going to go on air, especially anything that's going to be shown to their viewers in Saudi Arabia. So the mistake is almost as much on them as it is WWE. My opinion.
Well, that's the question at hand is, was this stuff run by the Saudis before it went out there? If it was that video included, or did somebody in the production truck play something that hadn't been approved, or did they approve it? Did they watch like the first few seconds before the women came up and approve it without looking at the rest of the video?
Yeah, it's still their fault.
Well, potentially. If they approved and all, a list of ads that did not include that ad and WWE put it in there anyway, then that's on WWE. But anyway, there was said to be a significant pop from the males in the audience when Carmella in her one-piece unitard thing appeared. Her wrestling gear is that one-piece bathing suit-looking thing. But it's believed that the fans in Saudi Arabia probably had no idea who she even was, as all the segments with WWE female performers are edited off the broadcasts when they air on TV there anyway. WWE did not want to respond to the issue nor make a comment in response to the Sports Authority's statement, as they are being paid millions of dollars for the 10-year deal and aren't about to risk that kind of money.
Yeah, and in the forthcoming year or two, we're going to see what that's going to cost them because, like I said, there's a lot of pissed off people, and a lot of them are women.
Yeah, well.
So what's more important to you, the several $1 million for the 10 years or your entire reputation back home in the United States of America?
Well, we shall see.
And around the world.
I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Where is... Let's see what this says. Well, WWE had their quarter one conference call. Let's see what they had to say about it.
Okay. I guarantee you Vince probably threw someone under the bus for this and fired them.
Well, let's see here. Caller asked about incremental revenue for quarter two. George Barrios, co-president, spoke about the 10-year partnership in Saudi Arabia, but said they would not get into specifics. When asked how many events they intend to run in that time span, Barrios said that's still being worked out, but plugged the greatest Royal Rumble event and said it left chills on a lot of their spines, and they are very excited about the deal. You see up front of it, lockdown, more brands, long-term plans, a network subscriber count, television deal. No, is there anything else about it in here anywhere? A caller asked for perspective post-Saudi Arabia when it comes to leading the charge in the women's revolution and in running in a country that is not. Wilson, that's Michelle Wilson, co-president, spoke about rebranding their women as WWE superstars and how they feel good about that. She said they are respectful of the cultures in the countries they perform in, but they hope for change. She brought up the Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks match in Abu Dhabi, said they are happy and proud of how the event went, and they will continue to treat those cultures respectfully, and they hope to be part of the change that takes place. So there you go.
So in other words, we want their money, fuck off.
Something like that.
Because notice how she completely deflected the actual issue?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a deflection. It was more along the lines of just saying, look, yeah, we know it's messed up, but if we're going to perform in this country, we have to respect their culture. If we went to any other country that had cultural things, we respect that. We match what's in that country. Yes, a lot of people might not agree with that country's rules, but we respect any country that we go to, and if this is what it's going to be, so be it. And, we hope they change and allow women to compete, but, we're a media company. It's not our job to be political and, try to change a country. It's our job to do what we have to do so we can perform for our fans and, push forward, hope for change, but there's only so much we can do.
Right, but is it worth it when you're basically giving the middle to, I would say, probably a large number of your fans around the world? In other words, where's the balance here? Because because I can understand a lot of the other fans' complaints where it feels like they're basically putting like the Saudi base ahead of everybody else. And it's like, what the hell? It's like, yeah, okay, you want to expand to Saudi, that's fine. We don't care. We're fine with that. But if it's going to be at the cost of what you're saying you're trying to do, and by doing that, the cost of your already established fan base, that's not okay. And that's why people are getting upset. Because they feel like WWE is just saying, nope, you're not important to us. They're more important to us. Because they have $200 million or $500 million and you don't. You could kind of see how people are pissed off about that. And especially with with everything that's happened, despite the fact that, yeah, okay, it's their culture and their, government, whatever. But at the same time, you could see how they're feeling disrespected. And especially with a lot of the female complaints, a lot of the women who are like, they've been watching a lot of WWE, like say for the last year or two, because of this whole women's revolution and women's evolution and women being pushed to the forefront. And then they see something like this, and they're feeling like WWE is now taking all the women's stuff that they're saying they're trying to push and just shoving it aside for piles of cash. And you can kind of see how women are getting really ticked off at it because they're like, well, you're fucking hypocrites and you're lying to us. What the fuck, WWE? And they're kind of right.
True. And
That's what I'm saying. That's what I would say to WWE. Is it worth it? Especially with the statement you just got of we will forever uphold this shit. Is it really worth it to try to basically break down an unbreakable wall?
No wall is unbreakable. Like I said, the fact that women are driving there is a huge move forward. It's cracking slowly but surely. And the fact is, the Saudi Crown Prince was in America on a tour not that long ago. There was a big article about it in Time magazine, actually. And he's incredibly progressive. He actually showed up and in his official the white robe and the checkered headpiece, and he did this big photo shoot with President Trump and a bunch of other things, and then he was like, "Can I take this off now?" And he told him to put on a suit, and he was a legitimate leader, and he was all for the equality, all this other stuff that he was hoping to push for, but he said, we're going to get this done, but it's going to take some time. Basically, he said, it's not going to happen overnight. The summation of his comments basically being, there's a lot of old people in my country that aren't going to let me do this overnight, but I'm going to work toward it. But he made the point that something like 60% of the population of that country is under the age of 35.
Okay.
And they like and see the Western world, and they're all for getting some more rights for people in that country. It's that that 40% that is, older and more traditional, that's kind of holding things back. But I would not, especially with the way Saudi Arabia is evolving, I would not be surprised if maybe 10 years from now, they are, if not 100% like a Western country, at least 80% like a Western country. I would say they're going to have a lot of headway in the next 10 years. It's just not going to be immediate. Also, I make a counterpoint to you. Whether you agree with it or not, Green speaks. Saudi Arabia funded that entire Greatest Royal Rumble event. They paid, estimated what could be up to $200 million for that. That's what WWE makes off the network in a year for one event. Now, that's just a little under what WWE gets for their annual TV deals in the Western world. It's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. And they better hope it's worth it, because I can kind of see the writing on the wall right now, because I've been following the Star Wars thing, and this reeks to all high hell of something similar to what's happening in the Star Wars fandom. And I'm like, if this happens, WWE will have the $200 million, but I don't know how long that's going to last when the rest of their market starts drying up because people start viewing them as hypocrites and sellouts.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, the people who are going to get hurt the most by this are the superstars and employees. And that's the sad truth, that these people are going to get fucked in the ass, potentially, because WWE would rather have the $200 million now instead of perhaps trying to do some damage control and maintain the audience they currently have, and maybe expanding that to have more money consistently in the future.
Yeah, except what the fuck does Vince give a damn? He's going to sell the company off in a year when he launches the XFL.
So you're saying Vince is really like supremely evil, that he's that much of a fucking raging asshole that he doesn't care about anyone that works under him?
I never said that. I know he obviously does, but I think at the same time, you have to also realize that going to Saudi Arabia and showing that you respect their customs makes you look good not only to Saudi Arabia, but to dozens and dozens of countries around the world that WWE might not have a market in yet. You got to look beyond just Saudi Arabia. There are a lot of countries that maybe not quite that strict, but that have a lot of traditions and have concerns about how WWE might fit into that area. but showing that WWE is willing to respect those traditions and is willing to, do what he's meant to, provide content to those countries, it makes them look good to a lot of countries.
True. Oh, like I said, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but realize something, though. You think that, people are going to get pissed off about, there's only with the women. I point out to you, the American people will forget about this and move on. I would just point out to you, look at all the things that have happened recently. Yeah, the whole Me Too thing is coming out of being a big deal, but yet simultaneously we're still tolerating people in political power who have done these same things, and nobody gives a shit or is doing anything about it.
Hmm. Fair. Like I said, we'll see what happens. Because WWE's in a pretty precarious situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're, on one front, on the Saudi front, they're basically one mistake away from being pulled completely out of Saudi Arabia, at least in terms of the sports authority. They're like, nope, you're not going to do it. If they're that pissed about one fucking slip up, they're that close to losing the entire deal, probably. Then on this side, they're teetering on the edge of completely fucking over their American audience and potentially even more around the world. I don't know how pissed off people are around the world, but I think there are people pissed off in various other countries and stuff too, especially Western countries that look at this. And depending on how many there are, their bread and butter could be in danger. And so I'm like, if you're that far on the edge on both sides, is that where you really want to be?
It's a good question.
Are you really that egotistical and that secure in yourself, or yourself as a company, that you're willing to risk everything, literally everything, for this? Because that's what it's going to head down toward potentially, is them potentially risking everything.
I said, I don't think so. I don't think it's as much a risk. Yeah, there's going to be people going to be pissed off and write articles, but the fact of the matter is their network subscriptions keep going up. People can complain and bitch and whine all they want, but if it doesn't affect anybody's pocketbook, what the fuck do they care?
But what if it does start doing it? That's what I'm saying.
But if it hasn't yet, it's not going to.
Well, it depends on how WWE responds. People are waiting for the WWE response, and they haven't responded yet.
They're not going to respond. That was made very clear. They're not going to respond because any response they put out would jeopardize the money. And they're not going to do that.
Unless they come out to the Saudis and say, we're sorry for making the mistake. That's what people are waiting. They're waiting to see are WWE going to be compliant to that deal and apologize? Are they going to remain silent, or are they going to come out against it? But what it seems like they're just going to remain silent.
Yes.
Which is almost as bad as being compliant, because that's effectively them being compliant.
Well, it is what it is. But you also have to realize the other side of that you're missing, though, that point about how fast the Saudi government condemned that.
Mm-hmm. Really fast.
Yeah. That's actually a good thing.
Why?
Because that tells you something.
What?
For things like that, why does a guy, yes, there's an amount of, okay, tradition, we believe this is wrong. But let's get real here. In modern today Saudi Arabia, what I almost guarantee you, what's the real reason why they freak out about that sort of thing?
I have no idea.
Because of the exact reaction it got.
What do you mean?
When the women appeared in their ring gear, all the young men in the country love that. And the last thing the government wants is young men enjoying aspects of the Western world that they don't approve of. Because as soon as the young men start realizing, wow, there's great stuff over there, wait, why don't we have this shit? That triggers revolution.
Hmm.
And it's already heading that way, as evidenced by the aforementioned Saudi prince. So the fact is, I think Saudi Arabia is inherently heading in that direction, and it scares the government that's been in power for a while about all these changes going through. It scares them, how fast the country is evolving, and they shut that down because they don't want that to put more ideas in the heads of all the young men out there in Saudi Arabia.
So what you're saying is that all the old farts in Saudi Arabia are so afraid of effectively a Saudi civil war that they're basically going to incite it that much faster.
Kind of, not civil war necessarily, but more like a situation where, someone like the existing young prince who, once the current king of Saudi Arabia passes away or steps down, he will be the king. It's already been declared, which I might add is hopscotching over an entire generation of royals, by the way, according to that
Really?
Time magazine article. That's going to lead to more young people, coming into political power, and more young people in the government pushing for changes that bring in some aspects of the Western world, and it's eventually going to lead to major changes in the way Saudi Arabia runs. Let me put it to you this way. The way they react to just women in general and these things that women do, the way they react to just women doing those things are the way a lot of the elder generations in our country are reacting to things like alternative sexualities and lifestyles.
And video games. Yeah.
Well, not video games as much. That's a whole different aspect. But basically, it's a thing like, it's something that, that they didn't, it's the reason that Donald Trump got elected is because there is an admittedly large group of people in this country who are afraid of change. They don't want things to change the way they are evolving, where, there are, gays and lesbians, there are transsexuals, there are people that are going to have abortions. Is shit that previous generations don't agree with, and as much like the Saudi government, they're trying to push back and keep their country where they remember it, where they want it to be in the old ways. And the fact of the matter is, as someone with a history degree, that shit never works. It may take time to topple over, but it never works, which is why eventually somewhere down the line, both here and there, especially evidenced is here, the shit's going to topple. And that's the
change is inevitable.
Exactly. And the same thing will be said for Saudi Arabia. Eventually, like I said, give it 10, 15 years when a lot of the elder politicians and a lot of the elders in the country are stepping down and no longer in power or are no longer around. When more young people start coming to political power in that country, it will start evolving. You will start seeing there may be some things that are held on to, which is completely understandable. I mean, obviously, it's the country has its own values, but don't be surprised if you start seeing an influx of more Western things being permitted in that country, specifically as they relate to women.
Yeah, like they'll probably keep a lot of the stuff pertaining to like their religion and stuff, because obviously that's a hugely important part of their culture.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, there's going to be certain things like that, but
that's a great Dr. Ian Malcolm always says, life will find a way.
Who?
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
I reiterate, who?
Oh, that's right. You've never seen it or read the book. You fail. You call yourself a reader and you've never read that book.
What book?
Jurassic Park.
No, I haven't read Jurassic Park.
You fail. You need to read that book. It's a fantastic book.
Yeah, okay.
Go check it out from the library.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Anyway, we got shit to do.
Yeah,
let's take a look at the
Dr. Malcolm's famous line.
Okay, well, good for Dr. Malcolm. Completely unrelated. Have you seen the trailer for the new Jurassic World video game?
Yes, I want it. Unless they fuck it up, I want it.
All right, well, let's get back on topic here. Let's take a look at the scores and see where we are for the greatest Royal Rumble.
Fair.
Throw this up here. All right, so as you can see, currently in the lead is me at 1399, the Woken Warriors. Over at 1213 in second place is the glorious TNA Perosu Club Originals. Again, the one and only time I'm saying it. And at 959 in last place currently is the Legit Rowdy Architects.
That makes me sad.
Indeed. But we got a lot of championships on the line tonight, a lot of pay-per-view points on the line, and we've got a 50-man Royal Rumble. There are points to be had.
Absolutely.
So let's see where they are going to. First of all, a quick check on the pre-existing leaderboards. At the top is the United States champion Jeff Hardy at 143.
Brother Nero.
Clap, 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 clap. Followed by Cruiserweight Drew Gulak at 109, just a couple points ahead of Seth freaking Rollins at 107. The Intercontinental Champion. Finn Balor clocking in at 97, just a point ahead of the SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella at 96. Braun Strowman and Woken Matt Hardy are tied at 89 points apiece, followed by the Deleter of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, at 86. Kalisto of the Lucha House Party coming in at 77. AJ Styles at 73, and if you discount the tie above, then Ember Moon just barely squeaks into the top 10 at 72 points.
All right, then.
All right, so let's throw these in order, and let's see what happened on the program. Oh, something else about this, by the way, before I dig into this. The other person who got a raw deal out of this was Arya Daivari.
Oh, yes, I was going to mention that, too, before we started this.
Because for those who don't know, Arya Daivari and his brother Sean Daivari, who people in the WWE has not seen in a while, but who has been on the scene in other promotions, showed up waving an Iranian flag and basically played the heel from a country that the heel from a place that the place you're in does not like. Shtick. And basically talked about how Iran was a better country, and the two of them, they got beat up by 4 Saudi Arabian wrestlers who had tried out for WWE earlier that week. Well, following this whole event, and I still haven't figured out from who, apparently Arya Daivari started getting death threats and had to issue an apology.
Well, dude, they had him waving a Syrian flag. What did they think was going to happen?
Iranian, you dumb shit.
Iranian, whatever. Still, that's bad. You don't do that.
Why is that bad?
Does anybody like Iran?
Yes, there are actually a lot of countries that like Iran.
Oh.
I mean, I'd say Iran is the stable country right now, to some extent.
Fair. But still.
And actually, you know what? If I'm going to answer your question, you know who likes Iran?
Who?
The Iron Sheik.
Well, yeah, but he's the Iron Sheik.
Iran #1, USA Hakpui. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, Iran is semi-stable right now. I mean, right now we have a good nuclear deal with them where they will not make nuclear weapons for 10 years, and the UN can inspect them and keep tabs on that. Where they're generally stable at the moment. Whether or not that will continue after our wonderful president and associates from other nations have a reevaluation of said nuclear deal remains to be seen, but that's a whole other issue. As of right now, it's kind of a stable country. So I don't know exactly who's giving him death threats over waving an Iranian flag, but yeah, it's just a character. The dude's from Quebec. Everybody calm the fuck down.
Well, yeah, we know this, but it's not like they would know that.
No, but
all they see is Iranian flag, and they're like, again, what did you expect?
Yeah, but it's not on that level. It's not like Sami Zayn came out with a Syrian flag.
True. No, that would have been really bad.
No. For comparison's sake, for those at home who don't get it, the difference here is the equivalent of this. The Daivaris coming out and waving around an Iranian flag would be like if we were here in America and in modern day or back when he was doing it, something like, say, Nikolai Volkov comes out waving a Russian flag or, whatever. Or the Iran Sheik with an Iranian flag during the Gulf War. Same applies. Whereas somebody showing up with a Syrian flag would be the equivalent of us in America today, and somebody came out waving a North Korean flag. That is the difference. Some countries, yeah, we know we're generally not on good terms with, but we at least tolerate and understand. And then there's countries that we want nothing to fuck to do with.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let us dig into this event, shall we? Yes. Okay. Oh, excuse me. We're going to open up with a kickoff show because there was a kickoff show.
Okay.
All right. And the pre-show panel consisted of Byron Saxton, Jerry the King Lawler, and Booker T. And they talked about how hot it was in Saudi Arabia, and they ran down the card for a while. There were some promotional videos. Good old JR Jim Ross joined the kickoff show panel for his input and predictions. It's worth noting that while they were only on the kickoff show, they were there because purportedly the Saudi royal family, Saudi government requested that they wanted the event to feature the announcer with the crown and the announcer with the black hat.
They're lucky they're still alive then.
Yeah.
Unlike the superstars they wanted, which 2/3 of them are dead, but yeah.
Yeah, purportedly they asked for The Undertaker, The Ultimate Warrior, and Yokozuna, and that's why there was a random sumo dude in the Royal Rumble.
That and the potential rumor floating around.
What rumor is that?
That says sumo wrestler may end up as heel Shinsuke's bodyguard.
Ah, right.
Which could be kind of awesome.
That'd be interesting.
Although, if you're going to do that, you just kind of killed his legitimacy as a threat, as a bodyguard, by having him immediately tossed out by Mark Henry.
No, fairness, so he's the world's strongest man. How often are you going to go against the world's strongest man?
He is the world's strongest man, but A, he's now a retired Hall of Famer. B, he's probably older than the sumo wrestler.
That's a good question. I don't know.
But still, if you're going to put someone as a bodyguard, do you really want them to come out for like 1 minute, do absolutely nothing, and just get tossed over the top rope?
That's a good point.
Of course, I don't think he showed up on SmackDown, but that was a rumor anyway.
He did not, but that's fair enough. It's an interesting rumor. Anyway. So after that, AJ Styles joined the panel via a live feed to answer some questions about and promoted the match against Nakamura. So that is a promo to AJ Styles to open the program.
AJ Styles.
Yep. All right. There are more promotional videos hyping up the matches. The lights kick on as the sun goes down in Saudi Arabia, and we kick off this here event. The event is, of course, coming from the King Abdullah International Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian national anthem played, as did the American national anthem. There was an intro video advertising the greatest Royal Rumble ever, and a huge fireworks display. Because the Saudis paid for pyro.
And it's not illegal in Saudi.
Okay.
Well, but pyros and fireworks and stuff are illegal in a lot of places in the United States.
No. It is illegal for individuals to purchase and own and set off fireworks. Organizations can get a permit for that shit.
Ah, fair.
WWE just stopped doing it because it was costing them a ton of money.
Well, no, they have $200 million. They have no excuses.
Well, now they have money, yes. Now, theoretically, they could do it, but we'll see. So, our table for the evening consists of Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton.
Mm-hmm.
That's that being a balance of Cole from Raw, Saxton from SmackDown, and Corey from both. And Graves also mentions that this show is part of Saudi Arabia's 2030 plan towards diversity, which is an interesting point, that Saudi even has a plan in place to try to make, modern cultural changes to the country. So that's pretty cool. let's see here. Yeah, it's making headway. So far for women's rights. In 2013, they were announced as members of the Consultative Assembly. In 2015, they could run in municipal elections. In early 2017, Saudi schools started offering physical education classes to both boys and girls. And later that same year, they allowed men and women to attend sporting events, including inside sports stadiums. And then in September of 2017, the royal decree granted women the right to drive vehicles, which will take effect this coming June. So they are, in fact, making headway.
Fair.
Yeah, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is the guy pushing all this reform.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the General Sports Authority said they were actually prepping the stadiums to accommodate families for early 2018. So the fact that you even saw women and families at the Greatest Royal Rumble was a huge step in and of itself.
Fair.
All right. So Triple H's music hits. He comes out to Cool Green Lasers.
I want that in the game.
Yep. And we have our opening matchup of Triple H versus John Cena. John Cena, who comes out with an army of Saudi children in John Cena gear. So that was a thing. And the two of them had a decent back and forth match that involved Cena trying to hit moves and Triple H reversing those moves until Cena successfully hit the moves.
Yeah, this match was pretty good. I'd probably say either tied for match of the night or second match of the night. Not the match of the night, but the second match. It was pretty good. Kind of disagreed with Cena winning, but hey, what the hell?
Yeah.
It was still a really good match. I have to hand it to the old fogies. They can still wrestle.
Yep.
Like I'm honestly surprised at how good Triple H was out there.
Oh, Triple H is still very good.
Yeah, but considering he doesn't do this on a regular basis, and in his last few outings, you could see he was kind of rusty.
Well, given how big this event was, you know he probably spent several weeks training.
Yeah, and probably also since he has now wrestled several matches in the last few months, he's probably worked off the ring rust.
Yeah. All right.
I would also like to point out, crowd absolutely dead.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the theme for the rest of the night.
Kind of.
Except for when the young men saw tits and ass on the screen.
Yeah, well, to their credit, there was reactions during some parts tonight. I think the problem is I think the sound system set up in that stadium was shit, and it just wasn't picking up the crowd reactions.
I think also they didn't know who a lot of the superstars were, because I think, wasn't it you that pointed out that they don't get a lot of the televised stuff. They only really see WWE when they actually go over there.
Well, no, they get the televised stuff. They just don't get the women. The women's stuff is edited out of the program, but they get the rest.
Oh. Fair.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm not entirely sure what they get, what kind of programming they get over there, but they definitely get something. But also realize the reason for that was something that it was expected that was going to be the case going in, because they put all the families down, in the visible area, because that's what they wanted to appear on camera. Because of that, all the single young men who were really the WWE fans of the country were stuck up in the cheap seats where they couldn't be heard. It was kind of suspected that might happen based on the fact that the Saudi said, no, we want all the families and the areas that where women are permitted to be will be down here, and the guys will be up there.
Mm-hmm.
So that may have been part of it.
Fair.
At any rate, Triple H will get, let's see, this is a pay-per-view, so 8 points for competing in a match. And 9 points for moves, all of which were reversals. He didn't actually do shit.
Fair.
Which is going to be 17 points to Triple H. And the first points for Triple H this season, by the way. John Cena is going to get 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match. He's going to get 8 for competing in that match. It's 38. He's going to get 5 moves of doom. It's going to be 43 points to John Cena. Also, Cena's first points of the season. Also, John Cena will get an extra 5 points for cutting a promo for the Saudi crowd after the match.
Yep.
Where he thanked them for letting him be a part of this special event, and that he wouldn't have missed for anything. All right. Next up, we had ourselves the Cruiserweight Championship match between the champion Cedric Alexander and the challenger Kalisto. What'd you think of that?
That, I felt, was match of the night.
Okay.
I love the Cruiserweight match. That was a great match. Especially the end. The end was like, holy crap. Yeah, it was a touch sloppy, but it was still a damn good ending.
Fair enough. And yes, it was sloppy. That Hurricanrana was garbage.
I was talking about the Salida del Sol counter. It was a little bit sloppy, but it was still cool looking.
Okay.
You don't remember that? I mentioned it to you while we were watching it.
Vaguely.
Where Kalisto went for the Salida del Sol and Cedric grabbed him and then dropped back into a fucking lumbar check.
Ah, yes.
Great ending. A little bit sloppy because I think Kalisto was going a little too fast, but it still looked damn cool. I was like, whoa, nice counter.
Yeah, see, the reviewer has that listed as a Hurricanrana.
It's not a Hurricane, it was the Salida del Sol.
Yeah.
That's why I was in the perfect position for the lumbar check, because Salida del Sol, he puts his back to him and grabs his head, then he does the flip. And as he ran up, when he went lateral, Cedric just grabbed him and then just dropped back into the lumbar check. It was a great counter.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so, yeah, that reviewer, fucking idiot.
Well, recapper, as a better term, but yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, Cedric Alexander did retain the Cruiserweight title.
So you're welcome, you get another point.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, you don't, because he countered it. Never mind.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, I get more points. I get counter points for Cedric for that.
Yep. Anyway, so Kalisto gets 8 points for competing in a match and 4 moves. It's 12 points to Kalisto.
Have you been giving pay-per-view points?
Yes. That's why it's 8 and not 5, dipshit.
Fair enough.
You should really learn our scoring.
That's why I let you do it.
I know I've sent you the document. I know you have it.
No. Not unless it's part of the Excel spreadsheet.
No, back when we first started this whole thing, I sent you the original document when we first put the rules together.
Oh.
Way back in the day.
But
anyway. Okay. So let's see here. Cedric Alexander is going to get himself 20 points for a retention of the Cruiserweight Championship. At 30 for winning a match on a pay-per-view is 50. Plus 8 for competing is 58. And 6 move points is going to be 64 points to Cedric Alexander. And I put him at 74 points. All right. Next up, we clear the ring, and we have ourselves The Bar versus the Deleters of Worlds for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
This was an okay match. It was kind of your standard tag team match.
Yes.
And as always, the Deleters of World were endlessly entertaining.
Yep.
And the Bar is no longer the Bar. They're just average.
Kind of, yeah. All right. So, yes, the Deleters of Worlds won themselves the Tag Team Championships off of The Bar. Well, it was a vacant title, but yeah, they beat The Bar to win the vacant title. So, we're going to do, let's see, yes. I don't think The Bar even got any moves off.
Hmm.
As far as what I'm reading here.
Would not surprise me. I don't remember.
Yeah. Because Sheamus did go for a bro kick at one point, but Bray avoided it.
Mm-hmm.
So. Right, so then The Bar are just going to get themselves 8 points each for being in a match on a pay-per-view.
All right, then. You're no longer the Bar.
Yep.
You're now the mid-card Bar.
Yep. Yeah, kind of. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they went from dominating every tag team on Raw to Sheamus losing matches to Xavier Woods.
Yep. Your soul is mine.
Okay.
You didn't watch SmackDown.
I did not.
Yeah, he said that to Sheamus before they went out for the match.
Okay.
He literally quoted Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
It was a good promo. But we'll get to
Fair.
that on Saturday.
Indeed. Actually, I did watch SmackDown, but I fell asleep during part of it.
Fair.
Anyway. What else we got here? Let's go to the champ. So it looks here, Matt got the pinfall. So we'll start off with Bray, who is going to get 15 points for being on the winning team. And 30 points for a win of the tag team titles is 45. And 8 points for competing is 53. And 6 moves is 59 points to Bray.
Bray Wyatt, the
Yep.
leader of worlds.
Yep. 59. He's going to put Bray at 145 points. Oh, that was Carmella. Well, how did I end up down there? Let's back that off. No, back. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, Bray will get 145 points if I can get into his box. Okay, there we go. Meanwhile, Woken Matt Hardy will get 30 points for winning a match on a pay-per-view. He'll get 30 points for winning the tag team titles is 60. He'll get 8 points for competing is 68. And 2 moves is an even 70 points to Matt Hardy. Yeah.
Yes.
Is 159 points to Matt Hardy. Bam. Alrighty, rolling on. The two celebrate with their titles. We then see a video package to build up the next match. And that match is Jeff Hardy defending the United States Championship against the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. Feelings on this match?
This match was shit. Jinder Mahal should be ashamed and should never step in a WWE ring again. Oh my God, he was a fucking sloppy piece of crap.
Yeah.
He should be kissing fucking Jeff Hardy's boots for trying to carry him through that match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this match was fucking terrible.
Yep. You have Jinder's list of fuck-ups?
I don't know what the first one was, but I know the second one, the big one, was the Whisper in the Wind, where Jinder completely was like not in position, and Jeff Hardy tried to move in midair, but he just didn't get close enough. You could quite clearly see Jeff Hardy completely whiff, but Jinder tried to sell it anyway like a dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was fucking terrible. I can't remember what the third one was. Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head. I feel like he might have dropped him when he tried to pick him up for a Colossus.
Maybe. That wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, that match was just sloppy as hell, and it was all Jinder being sloppy. Like, Jinder was just terrible. Which is surprising because, I mean, I know he wasn't that good a wrestler, but throughout basically his WWE Championship run, and even the matches he's had since, they haven't been that bad. But this match was god-awful.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look here real quick, because the good people of Sportskeeda have 10 of the biggest botches from the greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, we're going to get to the number one, but we don't know if it's a botch.
Well, I know one thing that's a botch that was pretty damn big, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, number 10 is the Whisper in the Wind. Oh, you piece of crap.
Oh yeah, that one might be number one now that you mentioned that.
I'm not going to read all these, because some of these are going to come up later, so I'm not going to mention them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you give me a view of this on one page?
Because it don't like you. I don't like you either.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about, not the one I was thinking of. There's something else that happened in the Rumble that we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Missed that one. Huh, missed that. Apparently, at some point during the program, Michael Cole inadvertently referred to the late Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay.
You don't see the problem there.
Well, the fact that he's still alive?
Yeah. That happened. Social media corrected him viciously on that. Oh, didn't miss that one too. Okay. Oh, wow. How did I miss that? Okay, yeah. We're going to talk about some of these when we get to the Rumble match.
Okay.
Let's see if the rest of the ones from Jinder's match are here, because I'm trying to see. Right, yeah, that. But then what was... Yeah, that's that. Okay, but then what's the...
Yeah, the Whisper in the Wind is the only botch that they're talking about. You know, obviously the largest one from that match, but he has several, and it was bad that he had that botch, let alone 3 of them in one match. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No, dude, just no. You fail. You epically fail.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. We'll get to the other botches as we come to them in the program.
Right.
But yes, Jinder Mahal did not do a good job in this match.
No, that's the understatement of the evening.
Yes. So, anyway, the whole thing ended when Jeff connected with a twist of fate off of a reverse to the Colossus and hit a Swanton Bomb.
Yay.
Indeed. All right.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right. So, let's go ahead and do this. So, Jinder Mahal, first of all, Sunil Singh is going to get 6 points for accompaniment. 5 for accompaniment and 6 for interference. So, 11 points are going to go to Sunil Singh.
Mm-hmm.
Put him at 41. And then we're going to go to Jinder Mahal, who is going to get 8 points for being in this match on a pay-per-view. And 6 moves is 14 points to Jinder Mahal.
Fair enough.
Let's see. What did I just say? 16?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's 46. That's 52 points. All right. Jeff Hardy is going to get himself 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match. 20 points for our retention to the U.S. title is 50. 8 for competing is 58. And another 8 for moves is 66 points to Jeff Hardy.
Who? Brother Nero remains on top of the WWE.
Yep, putting him at 209.
Woo! He didn't make weight class.
He did make weight class. All right. So
Top
how long
weight
is
is 205,
it? Is he's at 209.
which is above weight class, which is why Buddy Murphy couldn't. Buddy Murphy was at 207 and they wouldn't let him wrestle.
That's right. I forgot. I'm thinking the other way. Okay. Anyway, we see a commercial for the Make-A-Wish Foundation where John Cena talks about the organization and what they do.
John Cena.
Yes. Did you see the Make-A-Wish promo that was, I think it was either during Raw or SmackDown this week?
Uh-uh.
That was great. So there's a bunch of kids and they're talking about the over-the-top kid things that Make-A-Wish should do.
Uh-huh.
Not all the related to wrestling, but they get to the end. And this one kid is like, I think John Cena should wrestle an octopus.
Huh.
And it cuts to John Cena. And John Cena's like, kid, wrestling an octopus is not in my contract. But it should be. I will wrestle an octopus.
I'm sure he would. Maybe he'll do that if WWE ever takes its show to Atlantis.
There you go. Anyway.
Make it happen.
Perfect. Okay, so after that, we cut back to Byron Saxton, who has returned to the kickoff panel with JR, the King, and Booker T. And they discuss the atmosphere tonight and the things that are still to come. And there's a video package about the Saudi prince, the aforementioned prince who organized the event, featuring interviews for people in various Saudi government departments, including talking about how women are going to be allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia now. And one woman is interviewed about how happy she is to be in Saudi Arabia as all these changes are coming. So props to her. All right. Next, we cut to the back where we run into none other than the legendary Y2J Chris Jericho.
The master of the one-off.
Yes.
Because he ain't coming back.
Not for a while.
Not for a long while. He's in Japan.
Which is fair. Jericho does an interview and talks about being in the 50-man Royal Rumble match and what an honor it is. And he knows that WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry is even in the match. And but then he gets very annoyed because he repeatedly refers to interviewer Mike Rome as Tom. And when Mike Rome has to correct him, Jericho gets very annoyed, saying, "You like to pull his name, so what you think of me, Tom? But you're not going to fool me, Tom. Do you know what happens when you try to tell me your wrong name, Tom? Here's made the list."
Crickets, crickets, crickets.
How about you, Camera Guy? You just made the list. And you, Ed Koski, you just made the list.
And everybody in the Royal Rumble just made the list.
Yeah, pretty much.
And nobody cared.
Yep. So, no, I cared. Promo to Chris Jericho.
Well, nobody in attendance cared. There was literally no reaction to the list. It made me sad.
It's true. 5.
Surprised it didn't make you sad.
Yeah. Well, you have to realize it was noted that there were a number of points in at least one point in the event, and possibly more, where the audience at home were seeing things that the people in the arena were not, because the people in the arena were on the aforementioned prayer break.
Oh.
Such as the point in the event when they were shown that promo, that cross-brand promo that they should not have been shown. That was on a prayer break. So it's entirely possible that Jericho's promo was not being seen by the people in the arena. I don't know for sure, but that's a possibility.
Fair.
Anyway, after this, we cut back to the panel table. They talk about some more of the big names in the Rumble tonight. And then we cut back to Daniel Bryan, who proceeds to be interviewed about the privilege of being back in the ring and now being in the largest Royal Rumble match in WWE history. Byron interviews him, and he talks about how honored he is to be there and how he's going to win it. And then Byron throws back to the ringside team, which he then goes to join.
So promo to Daniel Bryan.
Correct. Puts Daniel Bryan at 69. All right.
Oh, my.
We then go to the ring for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, fuck this match.
Hey, good. This was actually a good match.
It was okay. It was better than a squash match. I'll give it that.
Yeah, the Usos put up a good fight and actually took it to the Bludgeon Brothers, and we saw weakness in them for the first time, and that was very well done.
Still fuck this match.
Yeah, the tag team champs, the Bludgeon Brothers, did come out victorious via Jimmy getting double teamed with a splash and a power bomb. If I've seen this correctly, let me see who got the last tag, because I am not sure. Looks like it was Harper was the legal man, so fair enough. We will go with that. Oh, hungry. So we'll start off with the Usos. And then we saw the Bludgeon Brothers are, in fact, not on lock.
Nothing's on lock, except maybe their losing streak.
Yeah. So, the Usos are going to get themselves 8 points each for being in this match. And let's see, Jay will get 8 points for competing and 3 moves. Is 11 points. That's going to put him at 57. Nope, that's 7, not 1. There we go. And then Jimmy will get 8 points for competing and 5 moves. It's 13 points to Jimmy.
All right.
Yeah, 75, 78 points. Meanwhile, for the Bludgeons, Harper was the legal man in the victory, so we'll start with Eric Rowan, who will get 15 points for being on the winning team. He will get 15 points for a retention of the tag team titles, is 30. 8 points for competing is 38, and 4 moves is 42 points to Eric Rowan.
There.
62 and 5 is 67. Luke Harper will get 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match. 15 for a retention of the tag titles is 45. 8 for competing is 53. And 2 moves is 55 points even. Well, that's not even, but you know what I mean. To Luke Harper. Is 95 points for Luke Harper. All right. So after that match, All right, so the Bludgeon Brothers replay, and then we have a video package looking at the history of ladder matches and promoting for the now fatal four-way Intercontinental Championship ladder match between The Miz, Samoa Joe, Seth freaking Rollins, and Finn Balor.
Yep.
All you got is a yep.
Yep.
Okay, then. Kind of surprised.
This match was okay.
It was a decent ladder match. The ending, even though it didn't go in your favor, was very out of nowhere and very cool.
The ending was fucking bullshit. Seth literally John Cena'd that shit. That's bullshit.
A little bit.
It's like, oh, look, I'm not tired at all now. Not tired at all. Not tired at all. Not tired at all.
Okay, then.
Because literally, you have fucking Finn Balor sitting there actually selling the goddamn ladder match, and then Seth just fucking runs straight up the goddamn ladder. You're like, what the fuck? Fucking bullshit.
Fair enough.
Fucking bullshit.
Clap, 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 clap. Well, after a lot of back and forth action, a lot of ladders to faces, Joe choking people out, finishers going around, people flying, Miz trying to be sneaky.
Of course he is. He's the Miz.
All kinds of shit. Of course, the match did end as Balor was at the top of the ladder reaching for the belt when Rollins springboarded from the rope onto the ladder and grabbed the belt right out from under him.
He springboarded onto the ladder and literally ran up the ladder despite the fact he should have been as tired as Finn Balor.
You would think.
Which, like I said, that was bullshit.
Yep. But it was what it was. And it was made a little bit worse by what happened in the process of this, by the way.
Oh.
You did see what happened when Seth got the belt down, right?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Did you see Raw?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then you missed seeing Finn on Raw and seeing the end result of this. Because, see, Seth jumped up and went to grab the belt, and Finn was, like, right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you recall this.
Yeah.
But what you might have missed was what happened as this was occurring.
Okay.
And that's that Seth jumped up because Finn was reaching up for it as well, and Seth released the belt and got the belt free. And now I'm trying to see exactly which... Yeah, so it was pretty much the center thing. So basically, Seth got the belt free and, grabbed the belt and won the match.
Mm-hmm.
But as the belt was coming down, it smacked Finn Balor in the face.
Ouch.
Which is why when you saw him on Raw, he had a lovely black and blue eye with a cut above it.
Ah, that's where that came from.
Yeah, he got smacked in the face with a title belt.
Jack off.
Obviously, I don't think Seth was intending to do that. I think that was just bad positioning, and Seth was not properly supporting the weight of the belt when he unhooked it. But yeah, so Balor got nailed in the eye with a belt.
Can I get extra points because he got nailed in the eye of the belt and lost?
We don't only give points for people getting hit with weapons. Technically, it'll be points to Seth for hitting a dude with a weapon, but
it wasn't intentional.
I know. I'm not going to actually give him points for that. That would be a dick move, but yeah, so. Sorry, Finn. Oops.
Sorry, not sorry.
Admittedly, though, there was some slight recompense.
Oh?
You didn't see Raw, did you?
Oh, well, yeah, but he still lost.
He did, but it was still a freaking 4-star match at least.
Oh, it was a great match, but he lost.
Yeah. Because if you haven't figured it out by now, the company has no confidence in Finn Balor.
No, Vince McMahon has no confidence in Finn Balor. Triple H has the utmost confidence in Finn Balor.
Yeah, well, Triple H isn't in charge of Raw.
Yet.
We'll see.
Come on, you're supposed to be the cerebral assassin, Triple H. Do something.
Yeah. Anyway.
Live up to your name.
Well, let's go ahead and score the match. Oh, excuse me. So let's see. We got some basics here. Let's see. What do we got here? We're going to get 8 for a pay-per-view match. This is a specialty match. On top of that, which is going to add in, base will be 8. Specialty is 4. Is 12. And 3 for inherent weapon use is 15 points at base. Sound good?
Sure.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button real quick. There we go. Okay. Wait a minute. Hang on. Is that on? Oh, that's why. No wonder. Okay. Anyway. So, obviously, we'll say Rollins last. Let's start with The Miz. The Miz gets base 15 and 3 moves. 18 points to The Miz. Who, by the way, given that this is A, cross-branded, and B, we know they were there because they were in the Rumble, really should have brought the Miztourage with him.
Yeah? Yeah. But would he do that after having seen Raw and witnessed his Miztourage trying to pander to the likes of Finn Balor and Seth Rollins?
True, but at the same time, Miz understands that without him, they are lost. They are floundering. They don't know what to do. It's understandable that without his guidance, they would make stupid decisions like that.
Yeah, but when the 2 men they were pandering to are 2 out of the 3 of his opponents, does he want to take that risk?
Yeah.
Especially since the last time he saw the Miztourage, they left him high and dry in a tag match.
This is true.
He's probably at the point he can't trust him anymore.
And yet he allows him to continue to come out to his theme music.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, there was a great spot here where Joe had to improvise, and I give him credit for that.
Okay.
Because he set up a ladder in the corner and was going to throw Finn into it, and the ladder fell down.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So Joe was like, yeah, all right, suplex.
Finn, what? Ladder fell down. Shit. Slam, boss. Right. Now I'm going to put the ladder back up and throw you into it. Fuck me.
Yep. Anyway. So, next up on the list. Whoa. Jumping around. Let's not do that. Whoopsie-daisy there. There we go. Okay. So, Samoa Joe will get the base 15 and 2 moves is 17 points to Samoa Joe. Let's see, 56 and 7 is 63. And then we're going to have Finn Balor, who will get the base 15 plus 7 move points. It's 22 points to Finn Balor.
Fair.
Which puts him at 120 points. And then Seth freaking Rollins. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
We were watching the pay-per-view together.
Yes.
Why the fuck was I supporting Rollins? I don't have him anymore. I mean, I like Seth Rollins as a superstar. He's one of my favorite superstars, yes, so there was legit reason behind that, but I don't have him anymore.
No, you don't.
In fact, I didn't have anybody in that match, so it didn't really matter a good goddamn to me.
Don't you have The Miz?
No.
Oh.
No, I do not. Tiff has The Miz.
Oh.
See? Miz. Right there.
Fair.
So yeah, I had no horse in that match because you have Joe and Finn, and she has Seth and Miz. So it's a 50-50 shot between you.
Fair enough.
All right. All right. Anyway, let's go back over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, Seth freaking Rollins is going to get himself 20 points for a retention of the Intercontinental Championship. He is going to get 30 points for winning a match at a pay-per-view is 50. He's going to get 10 points for winning a specialty match is 60. He's going to get the base 15, which puts him at 75. And 2 moves is 77 points to Seth Rollins. What's about 184? All right. So, yeah, following the match, Balor was bleeding above his right eye from getting hit in the face with a title belt. And Rollins celebrated with the belt as Balor looked shocked at what happened. Michael Cole then introduces a video package about the WWE tryouts in Saudi Arabia and introduces the 4 men. The tryouts featured Mojo Rawley and Triple H, by the way. And Mike Rome is then in the ring and introduces the 4 of the men who tried out, including Nassar, Hussein, Mansoor, and Fizal.
Okay, then.
And they talk about their dreams of being in the WWE and being the first Saudi superstars in the WWE, but they're interrupted by brothers Arya and Sean Daivari, who proceed to come out to the ring waving an Iranian flag and talk about how real athletes come from the strongest nation in the world, Iran. After additional insults, they shove them in, and the 4 Saudi dudes beat the crap out of them and throw them out of the ring.
And then they get death threats.
So I guess it's a promo to Arya Daivari. It's the only thing we can award out of this, because nobody else is on the roster.
You want to throw Sean at the bottom just in case he comes back?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. 13 there for Arya. And I will jump down here. Nope, there. We'll just toss him down there. On Daivari. And we will throw him 5 points for that promo. Okay. Next, we get a video package for the WWE Championship rivalry. And then we go to that match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Feelings on this match?
Was okay.
Mm.
I mean, wasn't anything we haven't seen before.
True. They put on a good show, though.
Arm to nutsack.
Yeah. Basically.
No speak English.
Yeah.
Also, fuck the double count out. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was annoying.
That fucked me over, man.
Well, they needed to have an excuse to have another match at Backlash.
This was apparently the James Phoenix show.
Yeah. Kind of.
You got the most victories, and most of them were title victories, so you got like all the points.
Okay, then. But as I point out, though, if we're going based strictly upon titles, then, we each got a world title and a mid-card retention.
And a world title retention.
Actually, no, I didn't have a mid-card retention. I don't have Seth Rollins. God damn it.
No, but you have new tag title.
I do. I won a set of tag titles, and I retained the freaking Universal title.
Technically, I have 2 mid-card retentions.
Right, because Cruiserweight.
But your world title retention was the fucking main event specialty match, so all the points go to you.
No, it wasn't. The main event is the Rumble, you dumb fuck.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's still a specialty match.
It is still a specialty match.
Well, you got that too, so you still got the main event specialty match points. Fuck you. Asshole.
And that is kind of why I opened the draft taking Braun.
And you also got the most eliminations, so you got a whole Braun load of points.
What can I say? People voluntarily entered a Royal Rumble against Braun Strowman. They knew what they were getting into.
Yeah, but it still shouldn't work because this was a Rumble that included Mark Henry, a fucking sumo wrestler, the Great fucking Khali, and 2 really big dudes from NXT, and Braun still won.
He's Braun. That's what he does.
And Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. I put out to you, the man has flipped a semi over, survived being crushed in the back of a garbage truck. No, he took Brock Lesnar to his absolute limit, even though he didn't win that match.
I just have to say, he's lucky Kane was too busy winning an election.
Yeah.
He's also lucky the Big Show couldn't make the match.
That too.
Because he was supposed to be in the match.
He was. That Big Show suffered a minor injury setback.
Yeah.
So, poor Big Show.
He fucked himself up at a live show.
He did. Poor Big Show. Anyway, Shinsuke versus AJ Styles ends in a double countout.
Fuck this feud. Fuck this feud.
Per the rules of a double countout.
Mm-hmm.
There will be it's the equivalent of a draw, so there will be 5 points awarded to each man. That's equivalent of win points. So that means that each gentleman is going to get 8 points for competing in the match, and 5 points as part of the draw. It's 13-point base for this match. So Shinsuke will get 13 points. And what did he get for moves here? 13 points and 5 for moves is 18 points to Shinsuke Nakamura. He's 73, 81. By the way, you'll be glad to know that somebody put in the update and his low blow is officially a signature now.
Woo!
Which he did get a point for. And AJ Styles is also going to get, let's see here. AJ Styles is, first of all, going to get 25 points for retaining his title by default.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to get the aforementioned 8 and 5 is 13. So that's going to, well, let's do this way. He's going to get 25 plus the 5 is 30 plus the is 38. And 11 moves is 49 points to AJ Styles. All right. Puts AJ at 127 in the top 10. Next up. As the two men continue beating each other up in the timekeepers area. AJ gets 3 points for hitting Nakamura with a chair, by the way. Missed that. As he puts AJ at 130 then. All right. And English comes out and sings about this being Undertaker's final day and introduces Rusev on him. Rusev Day.
Not for long.
No, not really.
Also, did you notice Lana was missing something?
Hmm?
You didn't notice, did you? Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't see that on SmackDown.
I heard about it.
Yeah, it looks like they might be splitting up Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Because Lana's back, but she apparently left something at home.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have an accent anymore.
Mm.
She has a very, very slight accent, but for the most part, it's her actual voice now that she like rolls the R's and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, either she fucked up or they told her to ditch the accent.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be like a full-on heel turn again for Rusev, turning on aided English.
Well, we'll find out. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so The Undertaker makes his immortal presence known.
Mm-hmm.
Great entrance. Lightning, lasers, the usual. And we have ourselves a casket match between The Undertaker and Rusev. And, of course, being a casket match, The Undertaker is, of course, victorious. No thanks to Aiden English, who also ends up in the casket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
He tried.
He did. I give credit to Rusev. He put up a good fight.
It was an okay match.
It was. It worked. I think Jericho would have been better.
I do too.
No offense to Rusev. All right. So, Aiden English is going to get accompaniment interference.
I think Rusev works better for the storyline they're going with.
Yeah. So 11 points to Aiden English is going to put him at 70. And then casket match. So we're going to have, let's see here. This is going to be a specialty. So again, we're going to base of 8, and the specialty is another 5. No, 4. No, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3. Okay. Wait a minute. Everybody in the ladder match got an extra point, but I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not going to fix it.
Well, for using the ladder as a weapon?
No, because the specialty is supposed to be 3 points for competing and not 4. The base should have been 14.
Oh.
No, I gave them weapon points. That was included. Wasn't it?
Yes.
What was the base in that match?
I don't remember.
And neither do I. Well, that's annoying. base was 15, which was 8. So it was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I did include the 3. I just there was an extra point for the
But you gave 4 instead of 3. Fair enough.
yeah, because it would have been
Whatever.
8. Because it should have been 8, 3, and 3.
Fair.
So fair enough. Okay. So Rusev is going to get himself 8 points for competing in a pay-per-view. He's going to get 3 points for being in a specialty matches, 11. And he's going to get 6 moves, 17 points to Rusev. Is 80 points for Rusev. And The Undertaker is going to get himself, let's see, 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match, 10 for winning a specialty match is 40. Eight for competing is 48. 3 for being in the specialty match is 51. And 5 moves is 56 points to The Undertaker. Bam. It's also worth noting, by the way, that this match also had a botch in it.
Okay.
Which I did not catch up on watching it, but I do see that it's here.
Okay.
And there is a moment where Undertaker backed Rusev into the corner and began throwing the soup bones at him.
Okay.
And he starts throwing the soup bones. And then you can see a moment where, yeah, right there, as Undertaker's throwing soup bones, he almost falls over.
Okay then.
And as he went to pull back for a punch, he lost his balance and had to grab the ring rope to steady himself, and then threw the final blow. And there was another botch later when Rusev got thrown into the casket and his head was not down low enough for the lid to close, so he had to move himself in the casket so they could close the lid.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Oopsies.
All right. So with that, with these replays, Undertaker poses, there's a lot of pyro and fireworks. Then get a video package hyping ourselves up for the WWE Universal Championship steel cage match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
This match again was just okay, and I hate to say it, but Roman got screwed. But that might have been a botch.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the referee did apologize.
Well, Brock was supposed to retain. That leads people to believe that Roman rolling off the thing was a botch. Off the cell was a botch. Yeah.
Okay.
Because apparently, and I missed this, but apparently when he rolls off, it's clear that his feet touch first. And I think Cole or Corey Graves actually points out, hey, the rules state it's whoever's feet touches first wins. Roman clearly won. But you can apparently you can see when he rolls off, you can actually see or hear Paul Heyman screaming at the ref, Brock touched first. Brock touched first. His body hit the floor first.
Yeah.
Which, even if it was a botch, the ref should not have gone with the planned finish. He should have gone with what actually happened in front of him, which is Roman won the match.
Yeah.
So the ref fucked up.
Yeah. Well, it was explained that the ref got caught up in the heat of the moment. He was concerned for the well-being of the superstars after they went through the cage like that, and considered that Brock's back hitting the floor was good enough. I mean, let's be honest. It's not the first time this has happened. Because you remember, I want to say that it was Big Show got speared through a cage and won as a result.
True.
I feel like that happened.
Fair.
Remember, there's a very famous moment where that happened, and I just don't remember what match that was. It might not even been the Big Show. Somebody got slammed through a cage and won as a result. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. So let us continue on. So we do have this match, which does end after many, many, many suplexes, F5s, Superman punches, and spears. And Joe, watching on a monitor in the back, does end with Roman spearing Brock through the cage, resulting in Brock's back hitting the floor first, and the ref ruling of retention for Brock, even though Roman rolled off of Brock and his feet hit the floor. So, the winner and still the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. So, Roman Reigns. Oh, excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you. So, let's see. This is going to be 8 points. And again, 3 for a specialty. Is 11. So we're running 11 at base on this. So Roman will get 11 points. And 11 for moves is 22 points to Roman. 5 is 37. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar is going to get 25 points for a retention of the Universal Championship. 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match is 55. 10 points for winning a specialty match is 65. 8 points for competing in a match is 73. 3 for competing in a specialty match is 76. And 11 moves is 87 points to Brock Lesnar.
Fair enough.
It's been an even 90 and the top 10. Oh.
Yes.
Okay, also, Roman gets 3 points for hitting Lesnar with a chair.
Hey, man.
What?
Is that all right then?
Because Heyman threw a chair in the ring and Brock tried to use it and then he got speared and then Roman used it. All right. Next, Heyman takes the Universal title belt from the ref, helps Lesnar to his feet, and we see the replays and the controversial discussions of the match. And then it is time for the one, and quite literally, the only 50-man greatest Royal Rumble match.
But not so greatest Royal Rumble.
And oh, what a cluster it is.
Yes.
So let's talk about botches in this Rumble match first, because I have a list. First of all, one of the biggest botches that stood out to me in this match, which is covered here, was Bobby Lashley's attempt to murder Big Cass.
Yeah.
As Bobby Lashley attempted to lift Big Cass for the stalling vertical suplex, but Cass was either too busy or was too heavy, or was sandbagging him or awkwardly positioned, too big, whatever, and Lashley could not hold him up and ended up dropping him into a brainbuster that could have very easily broken his neck.
Yeah.
Mind you, that was after earlier in the match he tried to pick up Elias for a sidewalk slam and dropped him.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed, Bobby Lashley isn't as big as he used to be.
No, he's not. He is more toned, though.
Yeah, but apparently he lost strength.
Yeah. I think it's just the Big Cass is just so damn tall, it threw him off balance. He's not used to having to do that on dudes that tall.
Potentially, but then what's its excuse for dropping Elias?
Bad grip. He was sweaty. I don't know. So that happened. Nah. And then, of course, when there was Big Cass entering the Rumble, which if you saw, he was making a beeline for Daniel Bryan and jumped in the ring. And there were a bunch of dudes fighting each other in the area near the, near the rope where he entered. Now, what happened here exactly? As Kevin Owens was grappling with Lashley. It looks like Owens either got pushed off of Lashley or fell. And Owens fell backward right on because Big Cass slid in under the rope rather than climbing up and over it. And Kevin Owens fell and landed on Big Cass's left leg as he was getting in the ring, so Cass just tripped and fell on his face.
Oh yeah, when he rolled out of the ring and the trainers and stuff were checking on him.
No, when he first got in the Rumble.
Oh.
Like he was introduced, he came down, he got in the ring, and Owens fell on his leg as he was getting in the ring.
Well, that's great. Good job, Owens.
So, ruined whatever spot he had with Daniel Bryan there.
Welcome back to the WWE, Cass.
And so, I don't know what the plan spot was supposed to be, but what may have hurt Daniel Bryan in the process is Owens hit Cass's leg. Cass went flying and lost his balance, and Cass's right arm just clobbered Daniel Bryan right in the skull.
Ow.
And Daniel Bryan fell down and sold it. That may not have been a sell.
She's clearly okay, though.
Yeah, that just was not pretty.
No. It's a 50-man Royal Rumble. It was never going to be pretty.
Now, speaking of Daniel Bryan, there was the moment Daniel Bryan had with Kurt Angle later in the match.
Okay.
Where Angle proceeded to put Bryan in an ankle lock.
Okay.
And Bryan managed to roll. Oops. Yeah, that was awkward. So, you know that move where you're in an ankle lock and you manage to roll over, and as you're rolling over, the dude holding the ankle lock goes forward into the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Daniel Bryan tried to do that, and either Kurt wasn't holding on or Daniel Bryan slipped because Daniel Bryan's foot slipped out of Kurt Angle's hands, and they just kind of stared at each other for a minute. So Kurt was like, oh, crap. So Daniel Bryan rolled around, and Kurt tried to grab him, and so Daniel shoved Kurt into the corner. to try to cover.
Fair enough.
So that happened. What else?
Well, they
we
are
got?
2 men with considerable ring rust.
Yeah. Now let's see what else happened in this thing. Yeah, there was that. There was Primo came into the Rumble.
Okay.
And attempted to got into a fight with Tony Nese.
Okay.
And as he began fighting with Tony Nese, they did a whip off the rope where Nese reversed the whip and threw Primo off the ramp side rope. And as Primo went toward the rope, he intended to do a springboard maneuver off the second rope. But instead, his feet slid directly off the second rope, and he landed on the back of his knees on the low rope.
Ow.
And luckily, Nese realizes what happened, immediately went up and grabbed him from behind to pull him off the rope like he was going to hit him with a suplex. And Primo was able to elbow out of it and reverse it into a different maneuver, and they were able to keep going. Let's see. Yeah, we know that. And then, of course, we would be remiss if we did not take a moment to mention the Rumble entrance heard around the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Titus O'Neil excitedly came down the ring for his match and apparently caught his foot on the ringside mat where it met the ramp and went flying across the mat completely under the ring.
Titus, world slide.
Titus recovered, pulled himself back out, and proceeded to get back into the Rumble.
And it was, the moment that broke Corey Graves. He never recovered from that.
He did not. Corey Graves laughed his ass. Because originally the camera didn't totally pick up on it, but Corey Graves was laughing his ass off so much that they had to cut back and show it. And then they showed it many more times.
Now, what happened on Raw has led many to believe that this was all a work, that this was completely planned.
Yes.
Considering the very next night in another country, they already had T-shirts.
That was fast.
Yeah, because literally after the thing, I think they were still probably in Saudi. He tweeted out, about like having like a light bulb moment and be like, "Hey, I could get merchandise for this." Cut to the next night on Monday Night Raw where he's like, "I already have T-shirts for this." It's like, wow, that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they had Renee set up to do like the interview segment and then what he did actually during Raw and everything, it's like, okay, yeah, it's a work. He completely intended to do that to try to get himself over, or WWE intended him to do that to A, make a fool of him, and B, to get him over, even though he was already over.
Yeah. But I also get the distinct feeling based on Corey Graves' reaction that they didn't tell the commentators.
No, I don't think they told anybody. Because they did interview afterwards, and one of the people they interviewed was Bobby Roode, who had just been eliminated, and he was walking up the ramp when it happened. And he said when he was walking up the ramp, he turned around and was like, "The fuck just happened?" And Bobby Roode was like, "I don't know what happened. All I know is I was walking up the ramp, and then Titus went sliding down it." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yep.
And his first instinct was, "God, I hope he's okay," because he went under the ring. And actually, he said what he thought was going to happen was Titus was going to go sliding under the ring, and he was going to come out the other side.
Ah.
But when Titus backed out of the ring, he was like, "The fuck?" So, yeah. See, I don't think they told anybody that was going to happen.
Clearly.
But clearly they had planned it because they already had T-shirts ready in the United States of America.
Yep.
Which you can purchase now on WWEshop.com.
Indeed. Fair enough.
Yeah. Of course, it hasn't been confirmed that it was all a work, but given everything that's happened around it, it's a pretty good chance it was a work.
There's a good chance.
So, continue.
Right. So, the Greatest Royal Rumble, what did you think of it? Aside from those botches.
I thought it was a clusterfuck. I thought it was bullshit Daniel Bryan didn't win it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was bullshit the lengths that basically the scripting went to ensure Braun Strowman would win it. Like, literally, they handed it to him.
Mm.
Because there's no way he should have won that match. No offense to Braun Strowman. There's no way. And that was what they were doing in the match when they had people like teaming up on him and stuff. And then just for no reason, despite the fact Braun is still fucking sitting there, they decide, no, we're not going to fight Braun Strowman. We're going to fight each other, despite the fact not 2 seconds earlier, we were all trying to eliminate Braun Strowman because we realized what a threat he was. Well, you know, he's still there. The threat is still there. All of a sudden, you guys just don't care anymore? What the fuck?
Yep.
That's really convenient script writing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that you have the Great Khali come in and everyone fucking eliminates him, but no, everyone can't eliminate Braun. It's like, what the fuck? Like, the writing for this match was fucking horrible. It was complete bullshit. Some of the other stuff during the match was really good, like the whole Titus thing and a lot of the Daniel Bryan stuff. A lot of the matchups that he had was great. You know, some of the Kurt Angle moments. You know, some of the moments with just the different superstars and the different matchups that you saw was really good. But the writing around Braun Strowman and literally fucking handing him the goddamn trophy and lime green ass belt, the 7-Up belt as people called it, which, yeah, I can agree with that. You know, it's like, it was just pure bullshit. It was so bad writing. It was terrible. But I don't know if you agree with that assessment or not.
They've done that to Braun before. It's nothing new.
Yeah, but it's never been that blatant.
No, it's been pretty blatant. They've done, with writing like that about, I think it was fairly blatant when Braun destroyed everybody inside a chamber and then lost to Roman alone. Now that's bad script writing.
Yeah. Although one could say, and it would kind of make sense, I think it's what they were going for, was that Braun was beaten down and weathered down from all the fighting from everybody, that when Roman got to him, he just didn't have much left. But what Roman had to do to put him down was pure bullshit. It was like, yeah, no, if you have to do that much to put Braun Strowman down, Braun Strowman should have won that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that writing, that planning was as bad as the Rumble, where the entire match was scripted such that Braun was the only one that could have won that match. Because people just conveniently decided to stop fighting him when they were trying to eliminate him. And then they're like, oh, wait, he has to win this match. Let's stop trying to eliminate him. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, let's job out every single superstar that has the potential to be able to, eliminate Braun Strowman, and then conveniently forget to try to eliminate Braun Strowman to make him look stronger. It's like, no, that's fucking lazy writing. That's dumb.
Yep.
And I like Braun Strowman, and I think he deserved to win that Rumble. But My God, that writing was dumb. Just Braun, you deserve to win it, just not like that, dude. Come on, have some fucking like, I don't know, self-worth. Have some pride in what you do instead of being like, I won this meaningless belt that was just handed to me. Because WWE just doesn't give a shit about me. That's what it is. It's a fucking pity belt because they're not going to give him anything else as long as they're going to insist on trying to shove Roman down our throats and then panic every time it goddamn fails. It's like, how many times has Roman failed now? It's like, you would think WWE would get the memo and stop trying to push Roman Reigns if it's failed this many times epically to where they have to keep changing the ending of matches. But no, they're going to keep trying to push Roman despite the fact that it never works. And they're going to keep giving the middle finger to Braun by giving him worthless trinkets.
Yep.
And really, really, really stupid plots. Like match plots, match scripts. Yeah, like the meat of the Rumble I liked, but the rest of it I fucking hated it just because everything that revolved around Braun. I'm like, no, fuck off. I don't know, what you think?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't totally surprised because, I mean, like I said, they've done that thing where they've made Braun uber powerful and nobody ever saw it before, even though they should have been able to. They've done that before.
Well, I would also put to you, did Braun have to literally be handed the belt and made to look that strong when he came out like 2/3 into the Rumble?
Yeah.
Like, if they brought him out at number 1, okay, I could see them doing something retarded like this. But coming out at, like, what did he come out, like number 37 or some shit?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Dude, it's Braun fucking Strowman. He doesn't need a goddamn handout at that point. Just let him go to work.
Yeah.
But no, the Greatest Royal Rumble was a giant fucking handout to Braun Strowman.
Then again, I also go back to the aforementioned Elimination Chamber match when 4 men attempted to eliminate Braun. This failed. Braun got thrown out of the ring and then left there while the others beat each other up, which resulted in Braun destroying them all.
Yeah, but he still lost the match.
He did, but he still eliminated all those people.
Yep. But I put to you that was far better writing because it made Braun look uber strong, despite the fact of, yeah, you guys kind of let him do it, but it still made him look uber strong, but they'd still push their boy Roman. Because it was believable he's super strong, eliminating all these people, but then expended all his energy to do so, and then Roman just picked up the pieces. If they had booked Roman properly for that match, it would have been more of a legitimate win. But the fact that Roman had to do so much to take down Braun, it's like, well, Braun clearly had energy left. Braun clearly could have whooped your ass and probably should have. But in the Royal Rumble, like, they didn't even book Braun strong. They booked him weak as fuck. They booked him like some jobber that needed a goddamn handout. And that's the problem. That's what I'm not okay with. I'm fine that he won. It makes sense that he won. I just don't like how he won and how it was booked because it was the worst thing they could have done for him. But I guess you have a different opinion, and that's fine.
No, I mean, I agree. It doesn't bad writing. So I'm not saying it isn't bad writing. I'm saying that Braun Strowman has been surrounded by bad writing since he got here. I've kind of become immune to it.
That's fair, and that is also true. I just think this is the worst I've ever seen in terms of writing for Braun Strowman. Which is hilarious, because usually when we're talking about bad writing for Braun Strowman, it's, oh, he should have won, what are you doing? It's kind of hilarious and ironic that the worst writing ever for Braun Strowman is the one match he actually wins.
It's true.
What the fuck, WWE? You can't get it right. What the hell? God damn, your writers are terrible. Either that or it's Vince. Probably Vince at this point.
Could be.
Like, you can't book a man to lose properly. You can't book a man to win properly. What the fuck?
Yep.
And a man like Braun Strowman literally writes your storylines for you. He's a big dude that's unstoppable. How do you fuck that up? And you showed you could do a character like that. Bork fucking Laser. That's literally Bork Laser. How do you fuck that up?
Ask the Big Show.
But the Big Show was never fucking booked like Bork Laser. Braun at least was at one point, and then they stopped for some reason.
True.
Like Big Show was only booked that way when he first came over from WCW, but after the whole Invasion era, the whole Invasion part, he was basically booked as a joke the entire time.
Yep.
And Braun isn't being booked as a joke. They're trying to book him as a giant unstoppable monster. They're just doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you sound so bored.
Nope. Yeah, they've been kind of moving away from that a little bit, though.
Yeah.
You know, Braun went out there on Raw to save Lashley and the hell's his name? And Roman, and he still needed the two of them to get back up and help him fight off three men that he should have been able to single-handedly destroy.
Yeah, which I would like to point out, and I will probably point out again on Saturday, that made no fucking sense. Did Braun Strowman conveniently forget when Roman broke his arm on an ambulance door? Really? That feud never ended, you know, Braun.
Yep.
I will still say, despite the fact that they are using more of his comedic timing and his comedic sense, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing it like the Big Show, where he's the big, tall, goofy guy that can't win a match. Braun is tall, kind of goofy.
That's Titus's job.
Exactly. He's the Big Show of 2018. Whereas Braun, yeah, he's the big goofy guy, but he's the big goofy guy who will snap you in half if you piss him off.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing right by Braun. They just refuse to let him win. And even when they let him win, once in a while when they let him win, they do it wrong. It's just the booking is so horrible for Braun, despite the fact that the overall booking is right. They're doing it right. He's this big, unstoppable monster that has a great sense of humor and a heart. And yet, you get this. What the hell?
I don't know.
Makes no sense. Brain hurt.
Yep.
Words fail.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, fuck this Rumble.
Okay.
Which is too bad because Daniel Bryan was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Most of the people who were in this match were pretty awesome.
Now let's talk about some highlights.
You want to talk about the surprises?
We're going to get to that.
The surprises were awesome.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the highlights. In order, Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler started the match off, which was a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then some interesting things we went through. Mike Kanellis is back again, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
We had an interesting visit from Hiroki Sumi.
The sumo wrestler.
The sumo wrestler. Which was interesting. We had the grand return of Hornswoggle.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was. So that was cool.
Also, they did an interview with him afterwards. He sounds like less of a dick than he used to be.
Okay.
Because I heard he was kind of a dick back when he was in WWE.
Fair enough.
But, like, you know, he's like a father now and stuff, so. Yeah.
Mm.
So apparently he went to the Randy Orton school of mellowing out.
I guess so. So we had a gentleman by the name of Tucker Knight. I believe he was from NXT.
Probably.
That was an interesting one. We had Baba Tunde was in the match.
Yep. One of the two big guys from NXT that I was like, okay, so you have them in the match, and you still can't eliminate Braun. You don't let them stay in long enough to go with Braun. They should have faced off against Braun.
Yeah, we had Dan Matha was in the match.
Mm-hmm. Which apparently a lot of people are talking about. I don't watch NXT, so I don't know who that is.
Yep. And of course the other big surprise of the Royal Rumble, and that was the number 45 grand return of the Great Khali.
Really? You're not going to count the other one?
Which one?
Do 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 do.
Hmm?
The man dressed in all green.
Hmm?
Rey
I
Mysterio.
mentioned Hornswoggle.
Rey Mysterio.
Yes, and Ray.
Yes, he came out in all green because Saudi.
Yep.
So as I refer to him because he was green, but because it's Rey Mysterio, of course, he had like the white and gold and stuff. I was like, oh, hey, look, it's the Dragon Ranger.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, I said that to you during the match.
Okay.
Yeah, he was effectively the Green Dragon Ranger
Fair enough.
during this match. And Ray looked good.
He did. He looks great.
Hopefully he'll stick around, but probably not.
Yeah, I would count on it, but it's possible. So also was noting, interestingly enough, some numbers, because the Royal Rumble is all about the numbers, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting number of tonight, as I've counted up here. There were 50 men in this Royal Rumble match.
Yes.
So 38 of those men were thrown out without gaining an elimination.
Wow. Oh, you forgot about the other surprise that no one thought was actually going to be in this match. That came the blue fuck out of nowhere.
What's that?
Here comes the money.
Shane? People thought Shane was going to be in the Rumble.
I had no idea. I was like, wait, what? Shane's in the Rumble?
Yeah, of course.
Didn't expect that. Huh?
Why not?
Because I thought he would have been recuperating from surgery.
Yeah, well, I guess he's recuperated.
I guess. Like, as I wasn't expecting, I was like, wait, Shane's there? What the fuck?
Yep. He and Daniel Bryan had to do double kicks to Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. That was still a surprise entrant, I think. I don't think a lot of people expected him to be there.
Fair enough.
I guess they needed a last-minute replacement for the Big Show, huh?
I guess that may be the entire reason.
Well, no, I imagine if they were always going to have Kevin Owens in there, they were probably always going to have Shane come in to equalize it for Daniel.
True.
Because that was a story going forward. It was Shane, Daniel, and Jericho versus Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Number 50, break the walls down. I love how you completely forgot about your favorite superstar of all time.
I did.
Jericho is ashamed of you.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what happens when you make Jericho ashamed of you? You're on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe you forgot about him, considering he had just cut a promo about being in the greatest Royal Rumble right before the match.
There was 50 dudes. I lost track.
But you do not lose track of Y2J.
Yeah.
Actually, he's no longer Y2J, but yeah.
Yeah.
He has said Y2J is no more.
Oh.
Y2J is Attitude Era. Jericho, he is now the list.
Okay, then.
Yeah. He's the list, the scarf, the alpha.
Okay, then.
Although he has not brought the alpha to WWE. That is his New Japan gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what he's all about now. He's all about the list and the scarf.
Okay, then.
Yep.
Good to know. But yes, 22 men got all of the eliminations in this match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, as according to Jericho, your shirt
sorry.
is also obsolete.
Yes, let me correct myself, by the way. That number I said earlier was inaccurate.
Okay.
Because it was a total of 22 men that got all the eliminations. Therefore, it was 28 men who did not. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Have fun scoring this.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Let's sit here while you score it.
Okay, then. So, let's share. How to do this. How to do this. This is a cluster.
It is a cluster.
It is a cluster. Oh. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to do this. This seems like the easiest way to do this, I think.
Okay, then.
So I'm going to go down the list of superstars in the order in which they entered the Rumble, except Braun, who I will save for last because he's the winner.
Okay.
Okay. So, the first 2 men of the match.
Maybe you should go in reverse order since Daniel Bryan was in there the longest.
That's too much of a pain. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Can I get OMG points for Daniel Bryan for being in there the longest and setting a record?
Sure, what the hell.
Cool.
But,
Yeah.
if you're getting points for setting a record, I'm getting points for Braun breaking the elimination record.
No, you're already getting all the elimination points. You don't need more points. Absolutely not. All the elimination points you get are your points for breaking the record.
Okay, then. Okay. So, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go here. So Daniel Bryan had 3 eliminations. It's 9 points.
You want to establish a base first?
All right.
Don't you usually do that to make it easier on yourself?
Yeah, I guess fair. All right. So the base then, let's see. So I guess it's 8 for competing in a match. It's 4 for being the main event. It's 12.
Specialty.
Specialty is another 3. Is 15.
So the base is 15 then. Yes, no?
Yeah, I guess so. Trying to think if there's anything else that constitutes, but I guess there's not. So, yeah, 15.
All right, then.
Right. So, yeah, and specialty. So, wait, then how the hell did the Intercontinental Championship match end up that way?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was an 8 for that, and then it was 3 for being a specialty. What was the other 3 in that? Oh, weapon use on that one, right? Okay. Never mind. All right, so 15 at base.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
He's at the base 15. He had 3 eliminations, which is 9, is 24.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had 4 moves, is 28 points to Daniel Bryan. And I'll throw the extra 5 for setting that record. And it's going to be 33 points to Daniel Bryan. It's going to put him at 102. All right, next. All right, we have Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is going to get the base 15. He had 2 eliminations, is an additional 6, puts him at 21, and then 2 moves is 23 points to Dolph Ziggler. All right. Ziggler 23 is 39. It's 59. All right. Next up is Sin Cara. All right, Sin Cara did not have any eliminations, but he did have 2 moves, so he'll get the base 15 plus 2 moves is 17 points to Sin Cara. And 8 is 25 for Sin Cara. All right. Next man in the match was Curtis Axel of the Miztourage. And Curtis Axel did nothing, so he will just get the base 15. He's going to put him at 60. Next up was the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. And Mark Henry had 3 eliminations, is 9 points. It's going to be 24, and 1 move is 25 points to Mark Henry.
Somebody going to get their ass kicked.
Now, Mark Henry's not on the roster, so I'm going to throw him on the bottom.
Yeah, because we thought he was actually fully retired. Apparently, we thought wrong.
Indeed. All right. Next up, we have Mike Kanellis, who did nothing and therefore gets base 15. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yep. Then we have sumo wrestler Hiroki Sumi, who really didn't do anything either.
Are we really going to give him points?
I don't know. You think it's worth it? Probably not.
I don't know. I mean, you can throw him at the bottom if you want, just in case he just happens to show up. But
As Shinsuke's bodyguard.
yeah. Whereas I don't expect that to actually happen, but you never know.
Neither do I. All right. Next up is Victor of the Ascension. Victor did not have any eliminations, but he did have a move. So Victor will get 16 points. Next up is Kofi Kingston of the New Day.
New Day?
Yes. New Day rocks.
Also, I have to give the New Day credit. Instead of a Kofi Kingston save, we had an Xavier Woods save by Kofi Kingston.
Indeed.
Which was clever.
Yes. I don't recall actually seeing that.
You don't?
No.
Because Kofi was standing on the he was on the apron because someone was trying to eliminate him, and then they threw Xavier over, so he caught Xavier. And I can't remember who was trying to eliminate them, but someone tried to eliminate Kofi, but it didn't work. And eventually they moved over to the corner where Xavier climbed the turnbuckle and got back in the ring.
Ah, okay.
And then Kofi hopped back in the ring only for Xavier to turn around and be clotheslined out.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's see. Kofi had one elimination, but no moves. So Kofi will get himself 3 points in the elimination, which means 18 points to Kofi. Is 33. Next, we have Tony Nese of the Cruiserweight division. And Tony Nese did not have any moves, but he did have an elimination, so that's going to be 18 points to Tony Nese. And 37. Then we have Dash Wilder of the Revival. Who, as far as I can tell, did not do anything. So 15 points. $42 and 5 is 47. All right. Next up is Hornswoggle. And the Swoggle managed to get one elimination and two moves. So that's going to be 18 with the elimination, and the two moves is going to be 20 points to Hornswoggle.
May I suggest we give him an OMG for putting Kofi Kingston on his shoulders?
Sure, what the hell? 25 points then.
Because I was like, wait, what? He just lifted Kofi Kingston? What the shit?
Yeah. Believe it or not, that Samoan drop is actually a signature of his.
Fair. I don't think we've ever seen him do it on a full-grown person.
Yeah, he uses it rarely, but that is the Swoggle drop.
Fair enough. Although he did try to do the tadpole splash, but I believe it was countered.
It was countered. But he did get a move point for hitting somebody with a sweet shin music.
Okay, then.
All right. So swallow down. Okay. Yeah, okay. Next up is Primo Cologne, who did nothing. So 15 points to Primo.
He got you points.
Yep. Go Primo. Next up is Xavier Woods, who did not have any moves but did have an elimination. So that's 18 points to Xavier.
Fair.
36. All right. Next up was Bo Dallas of the Mr. Raj. Let's see, who also did nothing.
Brother Dallas, join us.
Bo Dallas is 15, so that's 52. That's 57. All right. Next up is our Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle had 3 eliminations, is 9 points, is 24 on eliminations, plus 5 moves is 29 points to Kurt Angle. All right. After that, we have Scott Dawson of the Revival. Who also didn't do anything, so 15 points.
Okay then.
Yep. 37, 42. Next up is Gold Dust. Wow. He did nothing, 15 points. After that was Connor of the Ascension. Who also did nothing. 15 points. All right. What else we got? Who's next? Looks like it's Elias.
Well, he should get weapon use because he hit someone with his guitar, didn't he?
He might have, I'm not sure.
But because I thought he strummed it once, I was like, fuck that, whack, and just got in the ring.
He might have. Double check that for me.
I
Stop being lazy. You can contribute to the show.
don't even know if this is on the YouTubes. Let's see if WWE actually put this on the YouTubes. Oh. see. Well, they don't actually have the match on here, so let me see if anyone else has illegally put the match up.
Just put in Elias Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm sure it'll come up.
What number did he come out at?
Hell if I know.
Well, you're a lot of help.
Hang on. He was number 20.
Let's see. Yeah, that's Elias. I gotta go back. Okay, let's see. No, go back further than that. You said he came out at number 20?
Correct, sir.
Let's see. Well, there's Elias.
Okay.
With Elias. Here we go. Yeah, no, he didn't hit anybody. He just put it down and got in the ring.
Fair enough. After all that.
Well, I was trying to find where it was. It's a long match.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Sure. So as I was saying, ow.
Yeah, so Elias just slid in and eliminated a whole bunch of people.
He did. Elias had 5 eliminations,
Yeah.
but he did not have any move. No, he had an evasion. So he got 3 move points for an evasion. So let's see. 5 eliminations times 3 a pop is going to be 15 points. Plus the base 15 is going to be 30 for Elias. It's 33 points for Elias. It comes 30 plus the 3 for the evasion. So 33. That's good. 76. All right. Next up is Luke Gallows, who did not have any eliminations. But did, in fact, have 2 eliminations. Sorry, no, 2 moves. I apologize. No eliminations, but 2 moves. Is 17 points to Luke Gallows. All right. Next up is the Man Beast Rhino, who did not do anything. So 15 to Rhino. Next up was Drew Gulak, who did not have any eliminations, but did have a move. Is 16 points to Drew Gulak. All right. So next. There, okay. Next up is Tucker Knight.
I don't think we really need to put the NXT people on, do you?
All right, so we won't worry about that then. Well, for the record, he did have 1 elimination, so he'd have had 18 if we scored him. Next up is Bobby Roode, who had 2 eliminations. Is 6 points, is 21. And 1 move is 22 points to Bobby Roode. He is 50. What's it at? 70. Next up was Fandango, who did not do anything. 15 points.
Fandango.
Fandango indeed. It's going to be 40. Next up was Chad Gable, who did not do anything, so 15 points.
Do more, Chad.
3, 5, 6, 48. After that was Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka, booyaka.
619. Mysterio had 1 elimination, which is 18, and 2 moves is 20 points to Ray Ray. He's not on the list, so he goes on the bottom. All right. Next up is Mojo Rawley, who did not have any moves, but did have 2 eliminations. His extra 6 points is 21 points to Mojo Rawley. And then after that was Tyler Breeze, who did not do anything, so therefore 15. All right. Next up is Big E of the New Day, who had one elimination and one move with an extra 4 points, is 19 points to Big E. Seven and 9 is 36. Okay. Next up is Carl Anderson, who did not have any elims but did have a move, so that's 16 points to Anderson. Is 27 and 3 is 33. After that, we got Apollo Crews, the newly resurnamed Apollo Crews, who had one elimination, which means he'll have 18 points. Eight is 34. Next up, Roderick Strong. Who got himself one elimination, puts him at 18. And then 4 moves is 22 points to Roderick Strong. Okay. Oh, jumping around. There we go. Next up is the Viper Randy Orton, who had 4 eliminations in this match. Is 12. Plus the base 15 is 27. And 1 move is 28 points to Orton. $73 and 8 is 81. Next, Wendy Slater, who did not do anything and will get 15 points.
He needed that event. He's got kids.
Yep. 35. Okay.
Yep.
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 What it do? All right. Next up is Babatunde.
Who's an NXT person.
Yeah, so we won't worry about Babatunde. After that is Baron Corbin. 3 eliminations is 9 points. Is 24, and 1 move is 25 points to Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Clap, 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 clap. All right. And then we have Titus World Slide.
With OMG points.
We're going to give him OMG for that? Okay.
I don't know. Well, I am asking.
Yeah, sure. I can agree with that. So,
especially for doing that and not braiding himself on whatever was under the ring.
Yep. So then Titus will get him some points. And 5 for the OMG is 20.
Who?
Next up was Dan Matha, who's an NXT dude.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, after that we have Ty Dillinger.
Not number 10.
We didn't do anything, but we'll get 15 points.
He didn't do anything because he didn't come out at number 10.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Although because he didn't come out at number 10, he actually got to participate in the match.
He did. It's about 20. All right. Then we have Kurt Hawkins. He gets 15 points.
Okay.
The streak continues.
I don't think that streak will ever be broken until he's retired. I think he's basically going to be this generation's Brooklyn Brawler.
Could be. We have Bobby Lashley.
Bocce Lashley?
Bocce Lashley, who gets 2 eliminations. That's 6. That's 21 points.
OMG to Lashley for not killing fucking Big Cass?
No.
Oh, okay.
Good try, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you points, dude.
I know. It's fine. Anyway, like I said, 21 points to Lashley, who did not have any moves because he fucked up the one move he tried to do.
Bocce Lashley.
Yep. Two. All right. Next up is the Great Khali. Should we give the Great Khali points?
Nah, he's not coming back.
Okay.
He only has one-offs.
Fair enough. And then next up was Kevin Owens, who did not have any elims, but did get 4 moves. So that's 15 plus the 4 moves is 19 points to KO. All right. After that was Shane McMahon, who had 1 move, so he'll get 16 points. All right. Then we had Shelton Benjamin, who did not do anything. So 15 points to Shelton.
Damn it, Shelton.
57 and 5 is 62. And then we have Big Cass.
Who by some miracle is still alive.
Yep, Big Cass is going to get himself 1 elimination, is 18. And 3 moves is 21 points to Big Cass.
Fair.
Who still needs a team, by the way.
Oh. Yeah.
Just saying.
We need to deal with that.
Yeah. Then the number 50 entrant was Y2J Chris Jericho,
Break the walls down.
who got 1 elimination, which puts him at 18. And 4 moves, which puts him at 22. It's 27. And that leaves, lastly but not leastly, Braun Strowman.
Fuck you, Strowman.
Let's see here. So what do we got? So Braun Strowman is going to get 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match.
Okay.
He's going to get 10 points for winning a specialty match. He's going to get 5 for winning the main event. He's going to get the base 15. He's going to get 13 eliminations.
Jesus Christ.
The record, breaking the former elimination record of 12 held by Roman Reigns.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm. That would be 13 times 3 would be 39.
Damn.
9 points for that, and 2 moves. Totals drawn out at 101 points.
God damn.
Braun!
Fuck you, Strowman.
This puts Braun at 190.
Jesus.
Bam, top 10. And thus endeth the greatest Royal Rumble. So, shall we see where this ended up?
Sure.
All right. Let's go and hit the old point button. And the data button. Bam! Refresh. All right. Where do you think we're at?
Ugh. I'm going to say you're crushing us, but we'll see.
Let's find out. I am currently in lead at 2,077 points.
Damn, yeah, you are crushing us.
You're in, let's see, that's the Woken Warriors. In second place is the Glorious Team at 1761. And in third at 1502 are the Legit Rowdy Architects.
God damn, dude. That's the wrong date.
Apologies, that did not go through properly. That is.
Still has not gone through properly.
I'm fixing it. Calm down. There we go. Let's take a look at the leaderboards.
I suppose.
At the top of the leaderboards with 209 points is still Jeff Hardy.
Damn right.
The United States champion off of retention. In second place is the winner of the first ever winner of the greatest Royal Rumble, Braun Strowman, at 190 points. Followed by Seth freaking Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion off his retention at 184 points. So once again, we still each have one in the top 3.
Fair.
After that is Woken Matt Hardy and his good friend Bray Wyatt clocking in at 4 and 5 respectively, 159 and 145 off their tag team title win. Followed by AJ Styles off a disqualification WWE Championship retention at 130. Drew Gulak off great showings that he's been putting on recently is coming in at 125. Followed by Finn Balor at 120. Followed by Daniel Bryan at 102. And running out of the top 10, despite not appearing on this program, is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, Carmella.
Wow.
At 96 points, just 1 point ahead of Luke Harper, one half of the SmackDown Tag Champs, the Bludgeon Brothers.
Mm.
So there you have it, folks. This has been the greatest Royal Rumble.
Only not.
Yeah, well. Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Man, that took a long time.
That was very long. Thank you, folks at home, for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Indeed. And we will see you on, tomorrow would be the news, and then Saturday would be the usual shenanigans.
Yep, and Saturday we will have predictions because Sunday is Backlash, and then see us again Thursday, Friday, and Saturday again for another 3 days of wrestling at the end of next week.
Yep.
Fuck you, WWE.
It happens. We'll see you next time, folks.